Hey everybody, welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about public speaking because I love it and I want to help you love it too. Now, today is going to be a little bit of a vlog and me just ranting a little bit like I always do, but I am preparing for a guest lecture right now that's happening at 6. It is currently 4:03 and I've been so busy this week with other stuff that I'm doing. I'm also my friend's maid of honor and this week has just been kind of crazy, so I didn't get to work on it a lot last night, and I just need to be in the zone when I work on this kind of stuff. I also didn't really confirm until yesterday that I was actually doing this guest lecture, so I fixed my makeup. It's hot here. I'm in LA currently. I did my nails, so if you see me using my hands more often than not, it's because I'm trying to show them off. But yeah, so the class is connecting to Wi-Fi is like the worst here. What the fuck? Okay, there. Dude, what is up with this? Dang. Okay. So I'm a little stressed and I should probably just focus on my presentation, but essentially what the presentation is, it's about a 20-minute lecture, so it's not that long. I am coming in to talk about how I leverage storytelling and events and experiential communications to help inform the work that I do. So that's really exciting, and I'll tell you a little bit more after about how it all came to be, but I am working on my PowerPoint presentation. Here it is. And so something that I do that isn't necessarily for the live presentation, like I won't read off of this, but I will write down what I think I want to say here, because then what I do is instead of saying word for word what's actually here and reading, because you know, I know I've mentioned it before, it's not really good to read because you want to be there live and connected with the audience. What this does is it helps me commit my words to memory, so that I don't have to read them and they sound a little bit more natural coming out of my mouth. So for example, thank you all so much for having me. I'm Ivonne Armenta and I'm community manager at Mountain. That is something that I don't have to write down. I don't have to memorize it because that is who I am, what I do. But it's good for me to write it down because in the moment, let's say you, I don't know, just blank and you're like, get really nervous. At least you know what you're gonna say at the very beginning. So I write these notes down almost like a narrative for myself to remember and to commit them to memory. And then when I go live, I typically don't even use them because I've already practiced it so much that I know what I want to say on each slide. And I also use my slides as a guiding force. Like my slide doesn't say everything that I want to say, but it gives me clues as to what I want to talk about and how I'm going to transition from slide to slide. I'll give you all a more in-depth look at my presentation because I can share it with you all here too. And we'll talk about it later. But right now, I really have to focus on this because at around 5:30, I need to freshen up my makeup, probably change my shirt. I just checked into my hotel. My family's meeting me here in LA and they're about to get here, so that's gonna be another distraction. Like, so many distractions happening, but the one thing that I'm holding on to is that it's a 20-minute lecture. 20 minutes, I can talk about anything for 20 minutes. And because of that is actually that I'm really nervous. Like I can talk about anything and everything in 20 minutes, but I'm gonna try to make it really impactful, and maybe I'll share the presentation with you all here today as well, just because, you know, it's common knowledge. It's not, I mean, not common knowledge, it's like public knowledge. It's not anything top secret. So I'll share it with you and I'll give you a recap, and yeah, that's it. my god, it's happening. Yay! I just got done. I want to let me show you my little outfit. So I was wearing this shirt before with a jean jacket, and this is what I'm wearing. So business up top, shoes comfy at the bottom. That was awesome. I also, this, by the way, is my favorite lipstick. This is my go-to. I just had to get a new one from MAC because, whoa, I look hella white. I just have to get, here, let me just sit this here. I got a new one from MAC because I was literally like scraping before, but this is Whirl, the matte lipstick Whirl. And I also bought a couple different ones, which are my go-tos for public speaking and any kinds of presentation. So I'll do, this is like usually my go-to and also my everyday. And I got the Breakthrough. I don't know, but the Breakthrough is, sorry, let me just give you a little haul of my lipsticks because this is important with public speaking and makeup. As people that wear makeup, your lipstick really, I think I do basic makeup. Like I just do the same makeup every day, but what makes a difference is the lipstick color that I'm wearing. So in this case, I wanted this one because I felt like it matched better with this vibe. But this is a pink one. I don't know if it focused. Yeah, it's a pink one, and it's also a matte lipstick. And then I had a red lipstick before, but I don't have it anymore. So I also got the Shocking Revelation. This is a powder press. It's like, it feels very soft. It feels like powder. Yeah, so there's that one. And these are sort of what I'd wear for public speaking presentations because I tend to, depending on what I wear, right? Like I tend to wear a lot of neutral colors. Sometimes I'm lying. Anyway, that is not the point of this video. I will be doing another video where I talk about what to wear, maybe give you some outfit inspo, and maybe I'll talk about what I do for my makeup when I'm public speaking. But that went well. Sorry. I saw my copy cement the hole. That went well. I think I went maybe like 2 or 3 minutes over, which is not a lot. There were some questions here and there, but they're college students, you know. I feel like as a guest speaker is when you bring someone in, you think about, there are two kinds of people, right? They're the kinds of students that are like, I don't give a shit, I'm tired of midterm, it's midterm season. And there's the other ones that are really engaged, have their cameras on, all that stuff. And there were a couple of them, there were maybe 6 of them that had their cameras on, so that made me feel good because when I would talk, I could hear them. I felt like I was talking kind of fast because I wanted to make sure that I touched on the things that I wanted to that were connected to their class. So the class is all around storytelling, experiential communications, and culture, right? And how we build culture through experiences and storytelling. And part of, they're working on a case study, and the professor thought it'd be a good idea for me to come talk about the work that I do as community manager at Mountain. And I'm just so thankful because every chance that I get to talk about stuff, I think is a really good opportunity for me to just keep growing as a public speaker. And another reflection that I have for today, earlier today I had a coffee chat with 2 people at the company, and one of the questions, the icebreaker questions that we had was, what is one of the best compliments that you've received from someone at the company? And at first I was like, I have no idea, because you feel weird talking about the compliments that you get from people. And then I was like, well, I guess when I was a week old to the company, I went up on stage and I had to present at a company-wide meeting. And after the meeting, there were a lot of people that came up to me and said, hey, like, that was really brave of you and you did a really good job. And the person that was there was like, you know what, actually, yeah, like, I have no stake in this game, you know, I am not on your team, so I don't need to say this, I'm not your boss, so I don't need to say this. It's like, but your presence, you did really well, like, your presence on stage is very kind and very welcoming, and that was one of the best compliments. Like, to know that I am communicating, like, that my aura, my vibe is communicating some welcoming. It's just nice, because that's what I hope to do with Chats with Yvonne. Is everybody loves public speaking, they just don't know it yet. They just haven't been able to cultivate their love for it in an environment that feels welcoming to them. And so if I can be that person that welcomes them into the space of public speaking and nurtures their public speaking skills so that they can go out into the world and communicate their own aura and communicate their own vibe and their own expertise confidently, that's what I want to do. A little rant there and I kind of went off track, but it went well. It was, we had a little bit of a Q&A, but this is really exciting and it motivates me to do some more. I also have coming up, or in October, I have a virtual conference that we're doing, and I signed up. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a different video, not this one, because I'm creating a whole vlog about the entire experience for it, but that's gonna be exciting. I have to go right now, but I will insert some clips around later tonight. I'll take some more clips of my presentation so that you all can see a little bit more of what I talked about and how I prepped. I'll give you a breakdown of exactly how it was, because I really only had yesterday and today to put the entire presentation together. And it's only a couple slides, but you know, even when you have a couple slides, you have to be really strategic with them. So I'll show you the process of that and I'll walk you through it in a little bit. I'm maid of honor at a wedding tomorrow, so I have to go and go steam my dress, go make sure the bride has everything that she needs, and go pick up some photos, just do like maid of honor stuff, you know? I have tomorrow off, so yeah. My mom, by the way, I don't know if y'all care, this isn't public speaking related, but my mom and her husband came for the wedding as well, and I got them a hotel room and we're all staying here together, and they're so cute. They brought me tostadas, so that's what I ate. Tostadas de ceviche and carne molida, but I don't like carne molida like that. Like, my carne molida needs to be cooked. Anyway, I just thought it was so cute, and I just felt like it felt like I was at home again, because they brought me tostadas and I had my presentation, and I was just like, wow. Sometimes you just need that support. Like, I've gotten so used to just doing things on my own and being like, okay, being in a room by myself right before I'm about to speak and go up on stage, or like the virtual stage, that it was nice to have that not be the case. So okay, let's get into it. So first of all, I'll note that I created my PowerPoint on Canva because I already had a deck on here that I really liked. So what I did is I took my deck that I normally use for public speaking workshops and recreated it to talk about cultivating community in a virtual space, because that is what I do for work. So this guest lecture, I think I explained it a little bit already, but if I didn't, let me make sure I do it. So here, the title is Cultivating Community in a Virtual Space Through Storytelling and Experiences. The class was all about storytelling and experiential marketing. I have done experiential marketing in my past and also do that now through the virtual space. So this was my slide, and I never do this, but I have Chats with Yvonne on there because I decided, you know what? I need to stop being so humble. Or not stop being so humble, but rather I should showcase my work a lot more than I do. And so this is my step in doing just that. Okay, so what I did, it was about a 20-minute thing, and I have, let's see, I have 11 slides on here, so not too many. What I did first is I talked about, as community manager, this is what I do, right? So there are 3 things. I always like to do this. I like to have 3 pillars to things. I don't know why, but 3 is like a magic number in my head. And what I decided to do is that's normally how I break things down. So as community manager, what I mentioned is I make sure people stay connected, engaged, and informed. And the reason that I break it down, let me turn you around. The reason that I break it down in these 3 pillars normally for a lot of my work is because I find that not only does my brain work that way, but if I can anchor myself in those 3 pillars, it makes showcasing and talking about the rest of the presentation a lot easier, and people can easily connect something that I'm saying to one of the 3 pillars. For example, let me put you here. Oh, never mind. For example, a lot of the work that I do with public speaking workshops and with one-on-one with people is through my framework, which I call Reflect, Connect, and Share. And you can look into a little bit more on that if you would like to. I can totally answer that. I'm actually thinking of creating a video around my framework and why it is the way that it is. But I have those 3 pillars that I stand on throughout my work because I think that they're important, right? And so anyway, if I had to give a tip, that's sort of what I like to do, is anchor myself on 3 pillars and let that drive the rest of the conversation of the presentation. So then I went into how it all comes together, and I say, my text here says, people stay connected by coming together and learning from one another. That's pretty basic, right? Like, you have a basic understanding of what that means. You don't even need me to really explain much on it. But what I like to do in these particular slides is do voiceovers. So not everything that I say is on the slide ever, right? I add more to it. Part of public speaking and part of presenting is providing a story around it, a narrative around it. So once you have your 3 pillars, then you can go on to talk about it and frame the story from beginning to end, right? Every story has a beginning, middle, and end. So I gave you my 3 pillars, which are sort of like the objectives of what we're going to talk about and how we're going to talk about things. And then I start to tell you the story. So let me show you what story I told. So then I went on to actually show people examples, right? I decided to start off my story with people because that is what my job is. My job is around people and how we bring people together. So what better way to really start, be in the middle, and end with people? And I decided to talk about, these are all voiceovers, by the way. So I show images. This is a meeting that we went to, it was over Zoom. Then we have this video that I played. This is actually a video. So in presentation form, it'd be a video. I talk about another initiative that I have. I show screenshots of how I communicate. And by the way, as I'm showing these different images and examples, I'm providing a story and a narrative around it. So it's not just what I have up on the screen, but my voice over is adding to what I want people to really get out of this. So that's another tip. When you're giving a presentation, a guest lecture, you do want to keep people entertained. So you want to have some visuals up there, but you want to be in command of the storytelling. And to do that, you're the one that provides what I like to call la crema a los tacos. The crema to the tacos. How do you say crema? How do you say crema? Crema. Sour cream. In Spanish, there's this phrase like, oh, le está echando crema a los tacos, meaning you're doing the most. You're adding sour cream to the tacos, you're doing the most. Essentially what that means is you're adding a little bit more detail than you really need to or should, but in this case, you really should add that detail. Then I give some tips in this slide here. One of the slides that I have is I talk about my favorite parts of community engagement and storytelling, and I list out what those things are. So in this slide, it's a little bit of my tips as well as what I make sure that I do to make sure that the people that are in this virtual space together are actually engaged, because it can be really difficult. And I do have a video on virtual engagement on my channel, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave it linked down in the description. Then I went on to show, because I started with people, right? I know you can't see this, but these 2 are videos. So because I started off with people in the beginning, like I mentioned, my story is about people and how to engage people. So I start with people and I end with people. I decided to showcase a couple of other videos that I think were really impactful and how we can create community through a virtual world. And these 2 did a really good example of that, excuse me. And then my last slide was all about what my goal actually is. So if you forgot everything else that I said, my goal is always community first and a thriving culture. And I end on that slide and I add some more narrative again around what exactly it is that I mean. But if you forgot everything else that I said, I want to end on the thing that I want you to take away from this presentation. And that's how I did it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. It's a little bit all over the place, but I wanted to give you a quick look into what it actually is like when I prepare for even a 20-minute presentation. This was the first guest lecture that I had the opportunity to give, and it was so exciting. And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this came through one of my coworkers. He's a professor at USC, and they're working on a project and asked me if I wanted to talk about the work that I do. And I said, hell yeah. I at first wanted to say hell no, because I get a little intimidated when coworkers know what I do. I know, it's weird. But I said yes to an opportunity, and I almost was trying to find a way to get out of it. I was like, oh my God, my internet's not, you know, but I'm like, no, why? This is an amazing, incredible opportunity. Go and do it. And I did it, and I feel happy about the way that I executed it. I know that I made connections with some people there, and yeah, I'm just excited. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I really truly appreciate you, and now you're a step closer to loving the art of public speaking, and that's all I could ever ask for. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you like this kind of content. Speak your mind in the comments. How do you prepare for a public speaking engagement? If you're on the receiving end of a guest lecture, what do you want them to talk about? How do you want them to perceive you? If you are a public speaker, what do you think you communicate to other people? What is your aura? Where is your vibe? Let me know in the comments. Speak your mind in the comments. And of course, if you like this video and all the other videos in my channel, or you want to learn a little bit more about public speaking, or tap into your public speaking skills, please consider giving this channel a subscribe. I'd really truly appreciate it, and it helps us reach more people and tell them about the art of public speaking and how friggin' amazing it is. With that being said, again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the time that you spent here with me today and listened to my rants. This was a little bit of a different video than the other videos that I have, but I appreciate you sticking around. I love you for watching this video. All right, bye.